Welcome back. For this deep dive, we're getting into something I think, well, pretty much everyone bumps up against: procrastination.
Yeah, that feeling of putting things off, even things we actually want to do.
Exactly. And for this one, we're drawing from The Art of Productive Delay, but also, really importantly, from a message you sent in sharing your own experience.
hmm
You talked about wanting to reconnect with your roots, learn your native language again from the place you left, and also push yourself academically.
Right, those are big, meaningful goals.
But there's this push and pull you described, this worry that if you really go for it, you'll do like too much and things might spiral.
Or the opposite, that maybe it won't feel like enough or worthwhile in the end.
Yeah, and you brought up needing some near-term value for things to stick, plus wanting to wait for work to ease up for that mental breath. So, what is this thing, procrastination, really?
Well, the source we looked at defines it pretty clearly. It
Right.
says to procrastinate is to be slow or late about doing something that should be done,
Okay, that sounds familiar.
or about doing or attending to things in general. So our job here is to kind of peel back the layers, understand why we delay, even on stuff we genuinely care about, like your goals.
Right, because it's clearly not just about being lazy, is it? You mentioned these surprising layers.
Definitely not just laziness.
And you put it so well yourself, saying, reasonably, I know that someday, not now, translates to, I just don't want to do it right now. That honesty, that really points to something deeper.
He really does. And
Yeah.
what's interesting is how that plays out internally. You mentioned feeling like maybe you're not meant to be great and being okay with that,
Uh-huh.
but then finding it an ick, as you said, if someone else suggests this, that gap between knowing and doing. That's a classic sign of something called cognitive dissonance.
Cognitive dissonance.
Yeah,
Thanks.
it's that mental discomfort you get when you hold conflicting ideas, like your ambition versus, well, sticking with what feels comfortable or easy right now.
So that discomfort pushes you back.
Often, yeah. Back towards the familiar. There's a quote in the source that nails this. Dreams nap while decisions stretch.
Dreams nap while decisions stretch. Wow, that paints a picture. So this idea of needing near-term value, that seems pretty central here. How do we deal with that immediate gratification trap?
Well, the book talks about this pull for near-term value, often being a form of something called value discounting.
Value accounting.
Yeah, it basically means our brains tend to devalue rewards that are further off in the future. They seem less real, less important than something we can get right now.
Ah, okay. So that immediate, maybe even small payoff feels much stronger than the big long-term gain.
Exactly, like learning a whole language or getting that academic boost. Those are huge, but they feel far away, so the brain goes for the easier now thing. That's why we stall, always thinking later when things are somehow magically easier.
Which rarely happens.
Rarely the perfect moment, no.
And connecting this back to your goals,
Yeah.
learning the language, the academics, it sounds like the fear isn't just starting, it's also maybe about what happens if you start.
Could be.
Like that fear of too much or not enough. It suggests maybe some perfectionism or anxiety. It's not just the task, but like who you become if you actually do it.
That's a really insightful point. It's like we're setting up this future version of ourselves to handle things the present us just doesn't
Yeah.
want to face yet.
Yeah.
And the art of productive delay really highlights that. A lot of our someday plans are really just reflecting our current resistance. It's that constant battle, highest hopes versus immediate comfort.
And comfort usually wins the short game.
Often does.
So, okay, wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you listening right now with these specific goals? Learning your language, boosting your academic work,
It's about seeing that internal tug of war for what it is.
recognizing the pattern.
Exactly. And if that feeling someday, not now, really does mean I just don't want to do it right now, maybe the trick is finding that near-term value differently.
How so?
Instead of waiting for that big mental breath, that perfect moment, what's one tiny, really small, non-scary step you could take? Like right now, or maybe tomorrow.
Something immediate.
Yeah, something that gives just a little spark of moving forward, a tiny bit of that near-term value, but pointed towards the big dream. Just something to think about. How to gently wake up those napping dreams instead of letting them sleep indefinitely.